What's up guys, Fish Keeper is here, and today I got a different video for you. Now, this channel is about fish keeping and shrimp keeping and planting tanks and stuff, but before I did all this, or actually when I was a lot younger and I started fish tanks, I also got into keeping tarantulas and spiders. I actually got really deep into that. As soon as I moved out of my parents' house, I dove deep into tarantulas and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun for me, like National Geographic kind of style. You know, you get to feed these little spiders, roaches and crickets and stuff like that. It would always just be a lot of fun for me, especially, you know, I was a young adult, so that's all I did. I had at one point up to like 15 different species. I would drive up to like Los Angeles to get a new breed or something like that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So recently, while I was buying and setting up my new setup, my new aquarium, I noticed that one of my local fish stores had a specific tarantula that was my favorite tarantula. It's the reason why I got into tarantulas a long time ago, and a tarantula that I told myself I would try to get again once I was older. You know, when I got a chance, I would try to get one. So I finally found some, and I was like, wow, that's what I've been looking for. It's also pretty interesting because I could show my kids the tarantulas. They actually were kind of into this little jumpy spider that we had at one point. This is the enclosure. It's pretty empty right now. There is something in there, and I'll show you guys what it is. You might be able to get a glimpse of it back there. But in here we had Chompy, which was a jumping spider that we had found. It's one of those like ones that you find, at least here in California. They're like black with like a smiley face on their like butt, I guess you want to say, like their back. Their little smiley face back there. The fangs were nice and blue. It was a male. We had it for a long time, and actually I found it on my desk. Look at my mess. I just found it and kept it. Always fed it. The kids named it Chompy, and we had it for about 1.5 years, and it finally passed away. Just age, I guess. It would eat very well. I mean, we would feed it crickets and stuff. It would be fun. Like I said, a few days ago, it passed away. Probably about a week ago. And that's when I spotted the tarantula that I got right here. So I figured I have the enclosure, why not? And I keep the enclosure here close to the window so it can stay nice and warm, because a lot of these tarantulas, you know, they're cold-blooded, so they need to be warmed up by the environment. So I keep it here, and sometimes I'll put the blinds down or whatever, depending on how hot it is. But for the most part, I've had no issues with keeping it here. I used to have branches and stuff up and down, but I kind of got rid of it because the jumping spiders didn't care for it as much. And the tarantula I have in here doesn't really care for it as much either. So I was like, it's fine, I'll leave it plain. That way we can actually see the tarantula. And so the tarantula I got here is called Avicularia versicolor, A versicolor. We just call it a Versi. It's a nice, and the special thing about this tarantula, and the reason why it might bring a lot of people into tarantula keeping, the tarantula hobby and arachnid hobby, is it's because this specific tarantula is vivid blue when it's a sling, and a sling is another word for a baby spider. Basically, it's like a shrimplet. It's a sling because I guess they sling webs, maybe, I don't know. So the sling version of a Versi, is vivid blue, like crazy blue. The kids, I showed the kids already, and they were like, "Oh my god!" So it's now we call it Bluey. That's the name of this little Versi, and I'm gonna show you guys right here. Here he is, destroying a cricket. Sorry, not cricket. A dubia roach. These tarantulas will eat roaches and crickets. Roaches are an easier way to feed them because roaches are slow. Now they do dig, so there's that problem. The scenario with this is you can't really see the vividness. I'll try to see if I can find some still pics to show you guys what it looks like when it's young, because it is really hard to take a picture or a video of a tarantula when they're tiny, because they're pretty fast. Or I mean, I'm lucky right now that it hasn't really webbed up the area too much, but eventually they web up a huge funnel, and they hide in the funnel. So you won't really see them unless you feed them, and the feeding is awesome. The feeding is like the best part of tarantulas. And you know, there's a whole thing about that. Comment in the comment section below if you want me to talk about tarantulas in the future. I might actually acquire a few more because I do have containers that would be perfect for tarantulas. Because I did keep that spider, that jumping spider, and I just had a bunch of containers basically. I always have a nice like a part in my heart for like tarantulas and spiders. So there's that too. But this is like I said, this is a versicolor. I'll try to see if I can turn it around so I can show you, but I don't really want to freak it out because it will stop eating if I freak it out. Oh, there it is. And the roach that is eating just molted. That's why it's super albino looking. It's freaking out, but yeah, this is not for the faint of heart, I guess. So I might just scroll away for now. But it's a beautiful little tarantula. Again, I'll input some photos, and yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested in tarantulas, let me know in the comments. Hey, more videos or whatever. I'll do some more feeding videos or stuff. Talk about tarantulas. And here I will be doing a little experiment on cockroaches and dubia roaches. I used to breed root roaches too. Yeah, I really went deep into like just keeping tarantulas and having their food and stuff. I mean, these things are easy. This is where like me liking breeding shrimp came from. Like it's the same. It's like you put a bunch of shrimp in a tank, add food, water, and they populate. They reproduce. Cockroaches are the same thing. Oh, it already dug. What's over here? The same thing. You add a few of them in here, add some carrots and stuff, and they'll breed and reproduce, and it'll be free food for your other, whatever, insects, reptiles, and stuff. I never liked reptiles that much. I mean, they look cool, but I don't like the tank space they need. So to me, tarantulas are awesome. Anyways, guys, this is a Avicularia versicolor, aka Versi, aka Bluey now, because the kids called it Bluey, and it's beautiful. Look at it. Look at that. You can kind of actually see it. Let's see if I can adjust the coloration. Oh, I can't. It's so cool. Some people do actually handle their tarantulas. I don't like doing that because you do risk getting bit. Now, tarantula bites for the most part are not that bad. I've never gotten bit before in the years that I've kept tarantulas. I probably kept them for about 3 years at the most. But they do hurt. It does hurt to get bit by a tarantula. But I, from what I've heard and from people who have been bitten, it's not horrible. I mean, unless you have allergic reaction, I guess. It's just like any other like house spider. Actually, house spiders might even be worse. Now, there is some tarantulas where they'll put you down, probably. People will have like really adverse reactions to some tarantula bites, but those are normally, I believe the species, the short name for the species are pokies. I think they're called pokies. I forget the actual name, but those are really beautiful ornamental tarantulas, and those guys will hurt. From what I've heard, arboreal tarantulas are the ones that bite the worst, or whose bite are worse, versus terrestrial tarantulas. I believe, from what I remember, back in the day, their bites are a lot less horrible. I guess they're just more like tame bites. Like not tame, but like a lot less. And this is considered an arboreal tarantula, so it being in the bottom, again, not a good idea. I will try to find some. I'll probably break off some Malaysian driftwood that I have and just stick it in here and give it a nice little area. Because I do need to cut. I need to get some kind of fluffy Java moss or something. Not Java moss, but moss, and so to keep this tank from drying up too fast. All right, guys. So that's all I got for now. Fish Keepers here, signing out. Like and subscribe if you can, and hit the notification bell. Again, comment in the comment section below. Was this a weird video for you? Did you not like this? Let me know. All right, peace.